How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be going over the brand new event that was just released. Also, SDS has tweeted out some of the brand new third inning bosses that we will have in the game. We are looking at a prime version of Brian Roberts as well as a gold glove version of Shane Victorino. We will have that implemented into the game tomorrow. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this event. You can have future stars, prospects, rookies, or any silver, bronze, or common players. So we have a little bit more options in our bullpen for this event. The rewards are still the same, as this is the Future is Bright Part 2. You still are able to unlock the 40 win and 50 win rewards, of course the 75 wins. I would say most people already have up until 25 wins looking at the market for that prospect card. But you are still able to unlock the Gavin Lux and the Alec Baum. And if you unlock these cards, I would suggest selling them as quickly as you can, because this event, this second part of the event, is 3 innings. Each game is 3 innings rather than 6. These are going to be able to be unlocked a lot quicker if people haven't done so already. We will also see a headliners pack released into the game tomorrow. We'll have a new legend pitcher. We will also have a brand new third inning program revealing one more boss. So if you take a look at this roster right here, I had to go ahead and put a couple commons in my lineup to get my team to a 88 overall cap, because I have so many of these future stars. I had to put Chance Adams, who I actually played baseball against in high school. He went to Chaparral High School, and I went to Saguaro High School, kind of two rivalry schools in Arizona, and kind of interesting. Now he's on the Royals, so I did realize that. I thought he was on the Yankees. He was on the Yankees before, but I wasn't sure which team he was on after a few years. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get into this event. This team is pretty solid. We have Mike Piazza playing catcher rather than Carlos Santana. That's who I was using before, because I don't have a future stars catcher or a prospect catcher. I sold Juan Pierre. I didn't select Adley Rutschman for my World Series reward the first time around. I still need to make World Series for the second season to unlock that Zach Britton. I'll probably end up selling him as well, just to build my stubs up for future cards. Now, I might not sell him right away. I might wait a little bit, but I need to unlock him first. I need to win a couple games in a row. I'm sitting at about 825 rating, somewhere in there. Need about 75 points, but I am excited to play this event. If you play this event and earn the 50 wins and sell the card quickly, or if you already have the 50 wins, then you could probably earn the same amount of stubs through selling those rewards as you would by making World Series. So there are a variety of ways to make stubs. I like the fact that they've kind of changed some of the rules in this part 2, made the innings a little bit shorter, allow us to use some different bullpen arms that are silvers. This is the first time I'm facing Brusdar Graterol. I have him on the mound for this game, and I've used him on the pitching side, but this is the first time I'm actually facing him. And I could tell that this card is probably really good on Hall of Fame and Legend, but on All-Star, it didn't really seem like he was too effective. It didn't really seem like the fastball and the sinker were all that fast, and the off-speed did not have enough break or speed differential to make it that good. I did strike out with Mike Piazza on a curveball, but just swung way too early on that pitch. Never used that Mike Piazza before, and I'm still trying to get used to some of these guys' swings. When I try out new cards, sometimes I don't have their swing down, and it takes me a little bit to get going with the card. For example, Taylor Trammell. I started off like 1 for 11, 1 for 12 with him, and now I'm hitting over 300. He hit a 3-run homer in that last game. The opponent ended up hitting with Jackie Robinson. Maybe he was trying to get a mission completed against me, and after that he just ended up quitting. So I figured for the remaining portion of the video, I'll try and unlock Clark Schmidt. As you could see already on that event squad, I already had him on the team. I didn't quite try him out yet because I wanted to show you all how I've been able to complete these showdowns. I've made a handful of these videos now, and I'll try and link all these videos in the comments. And I've also had some comments on how to skip all the way to the end. So I want to just clarify a bunch of things. You don't necessarily have to unlock anything to skip all the way to the end. All you do is, once you have your team ready and you have your perks applied, all you do is you press the options button on the main showdown mission. So rather than pressing X to go into the individual mission or that very first mission, you press options or the start button, and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to skip all the way to the final showdown? and you go up to yes. And if you want to do that, that's how you would do so. But once again, you are risking that 1,000 stubs. You will get it back if you complete it, but you are making that risk, and you could potentially be losing stubs if you don't complete it. Now, if you still score like 10 runs or so, you might get 500 stubs back and a couple thousand XP. But that's what I just did right there. Really quickly, I just went all the way to the right and then press options to start it up, so that way I could just skip all the missions. Now, the first time I ever played Showdown, I played the very first mission and failed it. When the thing said better luck next time, I didn't know that I could just keep going. I thought I failed the whole thing, so I just forfeited it and started over. So there's different things that that will happen, and it's a learning experience. I mean, the first time I made a mistake, you guys are probably laughing at me, but it is what it is. I didn't know. It was a brand new mode, and now I feel like I've been able to understand the mode a little bit more, start to master it a little bit, at least on veteran difficulty. On all-star difficulty, I have been able to complete it in this way, but not as consistently, not almost every time, rarely ever failing it. But on all-star, this type of method is a lot more challenging. I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's not worth it in terms of how much time you could waste, how much risk is involved versus the reward that you're getting. But on veteran, these guys that just throw the ball right down the middle. If you can line up the PCI to the ball, you are going to be able to complete this method. I know a lot of people have some of these future stars. The previous opponent I played had Bruzdar Gratterall. I mean, you don't need necessarily a full team of these future stars, but they are good to have and kind of piece together a few positions that you might be lacking on your team. I think it's kind of interesting how the Stage 2 team affinities that they just released are probably going to be better than these third inning bosses. I mean, sure, Brian Roberts and who's the other one? Shane Victorino. Those guys are going to be pretty good. They're going to be decent, but 94 overalls, I mean, those are probably going to be the best version of those cards that we see all year. And they don't really compete with the future star cards. None of those dudes had a lot of home runs, a lot of extra base hits. They probably won't have a lot of power. They'll probably have good defense because some of them are focused on gold gloves, or Shane Victorino was shown off as a defensive player when the game was being released. But anyway, I just find that a little bit interesting. I'm sure we'll see some better bosses as we move forward. And I'm also sure we'll see some better team affinity cards as we move forward in Stage 3. I mean, I know that these cards just came out. Here I'm going to show you that I unlocked Clark Schmidt. Obviously, he was on my event team, so I uploaded these clips a little bit out of order. But I always like to include some gameplay initially against an online opponent, or I try to include as much online gameplay as possible, and then try to give some tips and informational stuff throughout the entirety of the video. So we are going to cover a couple more things in this specific video. I did complete Showdown one more time. I didn't take you all through it again, but you saw me complete it against the Astros. I completed it one more time against the Royals, and I was able to unlock these vouchers for this Clark Schmidt. Now, I could also just lock this voucher in right here. I'm at 48. I could complete the individual moment, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use one of these vouchers. I don't really want to play another moment right at the time. I just wanted to get the card and possibly use him in this brand new event. But that is pretty much what we are focusing on in this video. I am going to be opening up a couple of packs after this right now, because I have reached the amount of stars or the amount of points necessary to unlock these future star cards within the team affinity. You are able to unlock one ball pack for each of these cards in a couple team affinity packs. I have been able to pull a few diamonds from these team affinity programs. I have now 15 of these future stars complete, or future stars unlocked. I have 50 stage 2 team affinity points for 15 of those teams. So I'll go ahead and show you that now as I'm going to go into the collections. Not a bad pull right there, Corey Kluber. I'll go ahead and sell him on the market, build my stubs up. I really need to get a couple more items for my creative player on equipment. If you notice, my stubs are kind of fluctuating up and down. I have been trying to put in some orders and some buy orders and sell some cards at the same time to try to make some stubs to purchase those equipment items for the creative player. I need one of those diamond compression arm sleeves, so that way he'll have maxed out arm strength, or at least as maxed out as I can get him. But anyway, we unlocked that extra ball in as a habit pack by unlocking 15 of those feature stars cards. I also wanted to show you that we will only have about one more day left. We'll have this released tomorrow, the third inning program. So the second inning program will be finished. If you still have missions left over, like I do here, the breakout Jorge Posada, all I need to do is beat the Yankees on All-Star and I'll unlock that card. His swing is pretty good. But if you want to collect the bosses, if you have not yet gotten to that 300 star threshold, you still will be able to if you have these missions unlocked. If you notice, I have 599 stars for the stage 1 first inning program. If I complete one of those missions, 2 strikeouts with Kerry Wood, then I will be able to get that prospect pack. It's just a matter of when I can do that. I could also collect the first, the special edition diamonds, those 7 diamonds that we unlock or that we can unlock and collect if I want to get that pack. I'm not going to do it that way. I'll just wait until I get those 2 strikeouts with Kerry Wood. But I wanted to kind of explain that because there still is a way to unlock certain rewards from previous programs if you have it set up that way, if you still have those rewards remaining. So I'll keep that screenshot up for a little bit longer. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I'm College Lefty. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.